I really tried, to do the single ultra wide monitor setup. That rhymed. It didn't work for me because it's a big pain for testing and doing game capture, that kind of stuff. And to be honest, workflow, it was nice for what it was, but it didn't work for me. So we're back to that original issue that I had before. And that issue is, now I have one monitor, two monitor, and eventually I'm going to have three monitor. It's just sitting right there. That'll be a testing monitor. This will be my primary. This will be if I'm doing game capture, and this will be for OBS, whatever, that kind of stuff. But now I have three monitors, or I will have three monitors momentarily. And this Acer that I just got, it's a nice little screen, but it's a massive pain. Honestly, I'm going to be serious. It's a really nice screen, but it's a massive pain in the ass to switch between my three connections, DisplayPort, HDMI, and USB-C. Right now I have the USB-C hooked up to the Mac over here, which I do use a lot for testing, actually. I use it quite a bit for testing. And then I have HDMI to, well, it's here for the crap. That one's fine to be kind of auxiliary because that's only when I'm actually like testing a product. I kind of want that to be its own thing. But my primary PC over here, I use DisplayPort, typically. DisplayPort or HDMI. And if I want to switch between this and the Mac, I have to come through the buttons. And it is a massive pain in the ass. So we have a product. I have reviewed these guys before. This is the TESmart. This one here is specifically designed for essentially what I would call, I don't know if Mac's the right term, a Mac or a MacBook or a laptop, basically, because you can get USB-C based connection over here. My graphics card, for example, doesn't output USB-C, but my Mac Mini over there does. If you have a MacBook, they do that, and my laptop does. So what I can do here is I can have one PC here, which will actually be hooked up. In my case, it's going to be hooked up to the Mac Mini over there. And then I'll have this is my like quote-unquote desktop, which is my mini PC right there over here. So I'll be able to switch with the flick of a button over here or over here, and I'll be able to switch between these all three monitors, and they'll go from here over to there, over to here, over to there, with the press of one button. So here's the one we have today. It is designed to have two devices. So one of the devices uses your traditional HDMI, DisplayPort, and USB. So we'll be using it off of a graphics card today. You could be using this with a Mac Mini, if you have like a little dock or something like that, whatever. Then over here, we have the second computer, which will just run off USB-C. Because remember, USB-C can supply multiple video, and it can also supply data as well for peripherals. So that's very good. So we're going to have, PC hooked up to that like a laptop. This will be my desktop. And the cool thing is when you switch between them, it doesn't only take all these displays with it, the three displays that come with it, it'll also take these peripherals. So if you have mouse and keyboard plugged in, if you have USB, Ethernet, all these things plugged in, it'll take it with it. Now, the most important thing, this is what sets this apart from a lot of different brands, is the EDID or EDID emulation. What this means is that when you press the button, so we press the button there, it switches between one computer and the other computer. Typically, when you unplug a monitor or you change monitors, do that kind of stuff, it'll screw up all your monitor placement. So if you have, that window there, you have that window, that window there. If you press the button and then switch back on a different type of KVM, these can be all messed up. With this EDID emulator, it won't do that. So technically, it doesn't, when you actually press the button, these computers actually still think they're plugged in and running the displays. They're not running displays, but it thinks that they are. So none of this stuff will change. For Mac, there is one additional step. I think you can do it for PC, but my PC just auto did it. Like it just automatically download the driver. Macs don't necessarily always automatically download drivers. So you just come here and you get the display link. Display link is by Synaptics. This is not some like weird off-brand company. These guys make interface like this, like touchpads. They're actually like the drivers are made by these guys. So this isn't some like weird sketchy like, oh, I shouldn't download this because it's sketchy. It's totally fine. My laptops that I buy all come with Synaptics drivers anyways for the touchpads. Anyways, so you just come in here. This is only if you're on a Mac. If you're on PC, you don't have to do this. Just come in here. You will be guided through the steps necessary to install. Okay. I agree, I suppose. Install it. Put in my password. Running package scripts. And then we're going to come in here. We're going to say yes. We're going to say you can do some stuff. Essentially what this is allowing it to do is run multiple monitors at the same time. Once you do this, it will allow you to run multi-monitors at the same time. Okay, there you go. So that's it, right? If you just plug in the Mac and you don't have this driver installed, it'll only detect the primary display. Once you installed this driver, which took 5 seconds, I did it live in here, to be honest, you're done. Now I'm done. So now I have, we don't do that anymore. We can go like that there. Let's move some stuff. I don't actually know. Let's come in here. Let's see how these are set up. This big boy here in the middle, like this one here, it can be, yeah, I think, is that one? Yeah, so that can have some more room. The one down here, that little guy, it is only a 1080p screen, so it's fine. That one on the right there is actually also a 1080p screen, or sorry, a 4K screen, but I think it's going to be too much, maybe something like that. Yeah, and now look at this. Where did I make that other one? Oh, here it is. Sweet. So there you go, right? Now I'm on my Mac. So I do a lot of video editing on PC, but I don't do much, if any, video editing on that mini PC. Like I really don't video edit on. I could, but I just don't. It's kind of just like a thing. I actually edit either on my laptop or, as weird as it sounds, on my Mac. I don't know, just sometimes I do it. And I use the same software. Like I have the same, I don't use like Mac software. I use something that's universal across both of them. It's how I roll. So anyway, so I'm in here now, right? I'm doing video editing. Video editing. Or, I don't know, browsing, whatever it is that I do. You know, I come in here on my professional device, which is, I guess, my Mac in this case, right? You come in here, you have your desktop setup, which is this is the Mac Mini. Everything's working totally fine. But then, you know, you come home and you want to, you know, potentially flip over to your Mac, or you're like me and you use Mac and Windows. So I can run the Mac off USB-C, Mac Mini, off the USB-C, right? Or a MacBook. It could be a MacBook, like a laptop type thing that moves around with you. Same thing, you just plug in the USB-C, away you go. And then you come over here, you press that button, and now I've switched from Mac over to PC, right? Now my PC over here is my gaming device, right? Right, so now I'm on my Windows PC, so if I do Mac and Windows, this can be for my gaming type setup, recording, that kind of stuff. And then I can flip back over to my Mac with that there. And you'll notice that the windows don't get screwed up, right? Like it knows where they were because it has the EDID. So for Mac users, like different pure Apple person, probably what you would do is you'd hook up your Mac Mini over this here. You'd have your Mac Mini hooked up here, or your Mac whatever, Studio, whatever it is they use, you'd hook that over there. That one will go into your PC, which is your, you know, your physical Mac over here, right? Like that over there, and you output over HDMI. That goes into here. That's probably what you'd do. Then you'd come along with your laptop. For example, your laptop, you'd come, which in your case is probably a MacBook, probably, and you'd plug that in there. And then with the press of one button, you'll be able to switch between, Mac Mini, MacBook, Mac Mini, MacBook. And what's going to happen here is it's going to take all the screens with it. So rather than coming through here and pressing all these buttons and needing to configure my inputs each time I want to go from MacBook to Mac Mini, MacBook to Mac Mini, you can just press one button and it will work. The other cool thing is it'll take all the peripherals with it. So it doesn't just take the displays. If you have stuff plugged in here, like USB dongles that will hook up to mouse and keyboard, if you have stuff like storage hooked up here, right, stuff in the back, it will take those with you. So, you know, this is amazing for this type of setup, gaming, that kind of stuff. Of course, productivity, right? Like you don't have to be gaming. You could be doing video editing on my primary screen over here. I could have, again, probably my chat and my auxiliary stuff over here. And then over here, I can have my files, the stuff that I'm working on, like screen clippings, all that kind of stuff, and bringing them in here. So you can have a nice professional type setup, streamed professional setup. But you can also do something like this, you're gaming. But then someone you hear footsteps and someone's like, oh, are they playing a game? And I'm like, no, man, I ain't playing no games. So that's the Mac. You could do it on a MacBook. You could do it on a Windows laptop, whatever you want. PC, we can go like that now. Now I have my PC, my gaming PC, which is hooked up to the video card there. And you can see I have Resident Evil over there. Maybe I'm watching YouTube over here. And then, you know, maybe I have OBS or something over here for like game capture. And I'm a streamer or something like that, right? Very nice. And you'll notice that it maintains the windows. Like when I come back here, do that again, it'll maintain the windows, like the location of the windows. So Windows was plug and play, boom, good to go. Mac, you just have to install that display driver. It takes 1 minute and you're good to go. It's pretty sweet. One press, one click, and it's good to go